Hi everyone, how's everything going? Wanted to do a video and talk about the Avatar movies, especially the first two. Avatar 3 Fire and Ash is coming out very soon this month, so I wanted to talk about the first two films, specifically the first movie, which I saw back in 2009 with a bunch of friends. And yeah, that movie was pretty incredible at the time for everyone to see the 3D technology in film, and it was pretty cool. For me at the time, I didn't see the appeal. I thought it was a good story, but you know, it was a story that was repeated throughout the history of film, and I just didn't it didn't latch on to me. Years later, I rewatched Avatar and kept rewatching it over the consecutive years. And since then, I've really grown to love the mythology, the characters, and everything that James Cameron constructed in his own like science fiction movie franchise. He's tackled that before with Terminator and Terminator 2. He did the sequel to Alien with Aliens, and he's the best when it comes to science fiction, action, action-packed set pieces, great use of robotic technology that you see in the movies. Yeah, especially with Aliens with the power loader, and you see a lot of that in the first Avatar movie. You have those tough gun-toting Marines that you've come to love over the years in cinema that you saw in Aliens with the colonial Marines, and you see that with the RDA, which are the main initially you're following in the shoes of a Marine grunt, uh, Jake Sully, who is part of the RDA, which is kind of like this Blackwater esque military organization. They go and colonize a planet and take its resources because right now, currently in the world of Avatar, Earth is having a major ecological problem, and so it's not livable. And so the RDA has people going to planets and colonizing them. And in particular, the planet that they're going after is Pandora, which is home to the Na'vi. And Jake Sully is tasked with the mission, and he's supposed to infiltrate the Na'vi culture within these avatar machines and become one of the Na'vi. They transport basically your consciousness into these bodies, and so now he can freely roam around uh, the area, which is actually poisonous to humans if they're not wearing a mask. And he's able to freely, interact with the Na'vi on planet Pandora, and hence then you get a lot of like dances with wolves of a white colonial man going into an indigenous culture, and you have a lot of that in Avatar. It's it definitely repeats certain beats of stories that you've seen before. With this movie, it just looks very technical and very well produced visually. And that's something that I love about the movies. I love seeing these movies in 3D because, if I'm being honest, it's the only movie series that looks good in 3D. And that's because of James Cameron's technical wizardry at the helm. And yeah, the action, everything from the creature designs to the Navi themselves is well constructed, and everything just looks really good. The music in the first movie I really love by James Horner, great composer who's done a bunch of great iconic classic movie scores. Who has sadly passed away, but his score for Avatar is very good, and it's just awesome. What you see, it's a visual spectacle. You see the RDA troops. You have like they ride in like these like mech suits that they can control with their arms, and it's really cool. And you see them in the cockpit, and it just looks really nice. Yeah, overall, I got nothing bad to say about the first Avatar movie. It's still a classic that I go back to here and now again, and yeah, it's just a very well done movie, and definitely up there with the greats like Star Wars, Blade Runner, Dune. It's a great science fiction story, and what I love about it is just like everything, the technical aspects of it, the cinematography, all the blocking, everything is just looks so good, and you have like Weta helping out with everything for the props and design of everything, and it all works surprisingly well. And yeah, I would, if you haven't seen the first Avatar movie, go check out the first one. It's highly recommended by me, and yeah, check it out, and yeah, so you can get ready for the third movie. All right, guys, have a good one. See ya. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. All right, bye.